This is the point of homily. This is the time where the priest takes the word that he just proclaimed and breaks it open for the people to get excited, to get ready and equipped to live out the gospel they just heard. Now, he can preach about the first reading, second reading, the psalm, the gospel. He can even teach about the catechism of the church. He can also teach about dogmas. There's quite a bit of flexibility about what the priest can talk about. Feast days, he can talk about the saints or whatever it is. But the point is that you're supposed to leave the church encouraged. You're supposed to leave this church ready to become more of a saint, more like Jesus. More encouraged to spend time listening to the heartbeat of God. But it starts again with the priest needing to spend time with Jesus, listening to what Jesus is saying, stealing the message from heaven and bringing it down to earth. But it is not only the priest who's called to do that, but it's each and every one of us. We need to be spending time listening to what heaven is saying so that we can be witnesses to the ends of the earth. Have the strength of God, the love, the peace, the kindness, the goodness, the gentleness, faithfulness, self-control. Those are the fruit of the Spirit. But those can only be received if we spend time with the Spirit. We spend time with Jesus. You see, God has called us to perfection. To be perfect. Can you imagine? I mean, I'm so far away from perfection, and I've never met anyone who was anywhere close to perfection, but still this is what Jesus calls us to be. But you know where we miss the mark of perfection? Where we don't quite make it to perfection? This is where Jesus carries us. This is where Jesus leads us to the Father. I'm terrible at directions. You know, I get lost. Even when I'm using a GPS, I get lost. I don't bother to ask for directions because I know if someone tells me go straight, turn left, turn right, I'm going to get lost after the first two commands. I have no sense of direction. You know where I usually find the way is if I think I should go left, I go right because I cannot go by my intuition. I have no sense of direction. But this is the way sometimes it is for us. We don't know how to become holy. How am I going to overcome that addiction? How am I going to overcome that temper? How am I going to be able to stop sinning? How am I going to overcome this doubt and this pain? But you know what Jesus tells us? He doesn't stand and tell us, here, this is what you do. I'm going to be your life coach. I'm going to tell you what to do. Do this, this, and this. Open the Bible, and this is going to tell you how to do this, and this, and this. No, our religion is so different to any other life and self-help methodology. It's about a relationship with a person who is actually the one who's going to make you perfect. Jesus says, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. He's not going to stand by our window and tell us, go straight, turn left, and turn right. But he comes, he says, listen, I'm going to come in the car with you, and I'm going to take you there myself. You see, it's not about how good we are, or how much we remember direction, or how disciplined we are, because we're all going to fall short. But it's about us holding on to Jesus and saying, God, I've messed up. God, I'm going to get lost. You know, I know so much that if God lets go of me 1 second, very soon we're going to talk about, I'm going to celebrate the Eucharist. I'm going to break the Eucharist, the bread, and I'm going to celebrate with the body and blood of Christ. At one point, which I don't pray out loud, but I pray in silence, I pray this while I'm breaking the Eucharist, you know, for distribution. I'm saying this to Jesus. I say, Jesus, please, don't you dare let go of me, not for 1 second. Because if you let go of me, even for 1 second, I'm going to mess up. I'm going to get lost. I'm going to lose my direction. But you know what? Every time I hear Jesus saying, don't worry, I'm in the car with you. I'm going to lead you there. You just be aware of my presence. Be aware that I am the one who's going to lead you the way to heaven. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one can come to heaven. No one can come to the Father except through me. Not by your strength, not by your might, not by your power, but in Jesus and by the strength of Jesus. And so as we continue this time of celebration, also during this time of pandemic, we're going to pray, God, please save your people. Save your people. But before we do that, we're going to proclaim the God whom we're going to pray to. We as a community are going to proclaim Jesus and say together what we believe in. Because this is what unites us, our belief that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. So together, let us proclaim our faith.